널 기다렸어.
Yeah.
I just made my own. Like, I'm like, this looks terrible.
Wolf's the studious one. He brought his glasses again today.
I know. I'm like, let's say I think that was an away win or something. I don't know. I noticed that you wrote SOS with $, $O$.
Yeah, I did.
I like
That's his name. $, $O$.
I just put SOS. You're a 2/$ kind of guy.
Yeah.
I am too.
I don't know. That's the way I learned
Who
it when I
puts
was young.
$signs with 1/?
I think it's just easier on the computer to put 1/, so that's where that comes from.
Yeah, maybe, but I think that's just...
in general, when you write it, it's 2 slashes.
Whoever made ASCII or whatever was wrong, though. It's definitely 2 slashes. Pretty sure if I pulled $1 out of my pocket right now, it'd be weird because why would I have dollars in Korea? But if I did and I looked at it, it would have 2 slashes. It has 2 slashes, right? Let's settle this right now. Like, $, on the screen. We got to settle this. He beat Super Myungshik, and I couldn't see a third player in time to get here, but you guys saw it. I'm too concerned with $1. Okay. Wait, what if there just isn't a $sign on the actual dollar?
There isn't. That's what I thought there was, but you were so adamant about it. I thought there might be.
God, I don't know.
There is a 1 on it, though, so we got that down.
Yep. All right. Here we go. Hurricane. Losing 0-2 to Ragnarok and defeating DRG Ling and...
최성훈 제자.
That's a name of a player. I want to say that's like... I think it's basically saying like he's a fan or something of... It's a homage to that player. I don't know who that is, but either way, he beats 2 amateur players and loses to Ragnarok. If that doesn't spell bad... if that doesn't make you kind of get goosebumps of like, I'm a bit worried for this guy in this group, I don't know what will. Like if he went like 2-1 over DRG Ling, it'd be worse, but that's about it. He could never drop a map to the amateur player, though.
That's true. Well, guys, we are going to be jumping into Frozen Temple here for game number 2, SOS versus Hurricane. Here we are on Frozen Temple. Another one of our great maps here. And down in the bottom right, the red Protoss, one of 4 in the group. It is SOS.
Looks a bit tired. That's all right. His opponent to the top left is Hurricane, a former FXO player, a longtime veteran of StarCraft 2, been playing since the beginning of time. And obviously, in this Protoss versus Protoss matchup, SOS is the favorite. And on a newer map like this...
I think that's an understatement, actually. I think this guy is the super heavy favorite. Like, I think this right now is probably 90% to 10%. I think the only way that Hurricane can win this game, to be totally honest, is some kind of weird cheese where he catches SOS off guard. But even then, SOS...
I was going to say, are you being totally honest? Because, I mean, I would say only way is if SOS, like, made an agreement with him to play without a keyboard.
Forgets his Nexus for about 2 minutes.
He's, like, agreed to not use the right click on his mouse. So, like, he has to click the command cards for attack and move and stuff before he does it.
That would be pretty sick. He has to disable the A key on his keyboard, too.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, like, no keyboard at all and no right-click mouse button. Only left click.
Yeah, okay.
He's playing on a MacBook,
He could probably beat me if he did that. That's for sure. I don't know about Hurricane, though. I feel like we should give him a little bit of credit. He's
all right, well,
he's a decent player. I mean, he shows up here every once in a while in Korea. He did qualify, right? It wasn't the hardest qualifier, but he made it.
We're like I told you guys last week, and I'm going to say it again, we're doing a very relaxed, laid-back cast here. And that doesn't mean bashing the players. We're just being sarcastic. Hurricane's been a player that I've actually been a fan of since his days on FX Open, and that's not just because I was once like a member of FX Open myself long ago, but he was a really smart player, a sniping player, used sometimes as the 3rd or 4th player in GSTL, sometimes as the 2nd if he had like a really specific map strategy he wanted to use. But when he started playing Pro League, his results were mediocre. And nothing has changed since then. He just has not performed. So, when you look at a player like SOS, who's a world champion, not only at BlizzCon, but the IEM world champion, the All or Nothing 100 grand tournament, where he defeated Hero. It's like, this guy has results upon results upon results. And look at this, he's going to win the trade with the Adepts already, and actually might get a kill here. Definitely doesn't want to chase that with a Shade.
Gets it. And that's a nice advantage early on here. He could try to poke in now with his Adepts. There's a Mothership Core at the front, as well as a Stalker.
But he can scout with this, and you're going to get valuable intel with this.
Yeah, basically a free scout. He could even sacrifice it for probe kills if he really wanted to. He is going to save them. He might even be able to deny this Nexus coming down, and that he does. Kills the probe.
And that probe's dead. Not going to commit to the Shade inside.
He's sticking around down there at the natural, too.
Okay, maybe he will actually commit inside now as he wards the Stalkers away. He could commit one in. By the way, it looks like he's pretty satisfied with the information he's gained. And his Oracle is going to do a follow-up scout as well, as get some kills potentially, depending on how quickly Hurricane reacts. And Hurricane has gone for a faster, safer Robo, which is kind of funny because, like you said, the best way for Hurricane to take this best of one is probably going to be through cheesing, or doing something really out of the ordinary. But he's going to actually just try to play as straight up as possible.
I love that he's pulling the Stalkers away with his Adepts, and then he swoops in here with the Oracle. Mothership Core is still going to overcharge to push the Oracle away, but having the Stalkers there offers a little bit more safety, especially against small stuff like that, picking off a probe as it transfers.
Yeah, he's basically just denying mining time, or he will be, because the Nexus isn't even complete yet. The Adepts pressuring there. SOS started a Void Ray temporarily because he was a bit concerned about maybe a little bit of Stalker follow-up pressure, maybe some Blink play. Cancels it, though, as he starts to realize there's nothing out there. He has another second scout coming just to the south of the natural of Hurricane as well, so he's kind of checking everywhere. There's nothing he doesn't know right now.
You got to kill those rocks, man.
Yeah, you got to get rid of them.
In the way.
You never want to misclick those.
You might want to build a building there.
Yeah, you might want to build a building there. You might want to, when you're right-clicking to avoid something, you might accidentally click on it, your units attack it. Or actually, I guess they don't automatically attack, but they might stand on it. And you'd rather just destroy it than stand on it, for sure.
And you can see that Void Ray comes back up on the production tab. He is going to commit to that, even chrono boosting it out. And that's because he sees this army that's pushing across the map, and he doesn't necessarily have a huge army himself.
I think he should be totally fine, though. He's got plenty of defenses set up. He's got, look at his pylon wall. Overcharges can be dropped. He's got an Immortal, 2 sentries. This is an ill-fated attack if I've ever seen one. Looks like the Oracle is still going strong. By the way, SOS probably the most famous for his Oracle control. Here we go. Warp Prism. Now, this could change things. This could actually avoid that wall at the front.
And 2 Adepts are so threatening, right? They can come in here and one-shot probes. You have to respond to them, lest you lose a bunch of your mineral line here. And it looks like he is going to finally split up his units. And even send the Void Ray on the chase here for the Warp Prism. And nope, too fast.
Too quick. Oh, he needs to make sure it keeps going, though. Hurricane starts Blink now, starts the third Nexus, trying to use this pressure to get that little bit of an advantage. And I'm glad he didn't overcommit there, because SOS was ready to catch and destroy that army with the sentries he had. This Oracle only with 4 kills, but definitely did its job, wasted a lot of Mothership Core energy, and kept the pressure on. And look, he's going to take his own third base just a few seconds behind.
Yeah, get some scouting information, too. It's still alive with full health and full shields. He can continuously threaten with that, or just keep tabs on his opponent the entire game as long as it's alive. Keeps it alive again, forcing another overcharge from Hurricane. Just poking in and seeing what he can see.
Look how windy this map is, by the way. Look at all those little bushes getting blown.
All the bushes, there's snow flying through the wind, too.
Yeah, it's like pretty frigid conditions here, really.
It is the Frozen Temple, after all.
Yeah. Someone's got to thaw this map.
Yeah. Looks a little bit like the yellow dust in Korea, just white and windy.
Yeah.
Sometimes it gets a little windy, and you can see it kind of blowing through the wind.
Well, that's why
not very encouraging for people who want to visit Korea, but
it's not that bad.
Yeah, it's not that bad. It doesn't happen that often either.
just got to check your app on your phone or your Twitter. I follow this Twitter that tells me, and I'm like, it's not that bad. It says it in more technical terms. It's like moderately fine. It's okay, and I'm like, oh, okay. But
yeah,
you know, something that we have been dealing with here in Korea this year specifically. But all right, look at this. This is the longest rock wall I've ever seen. It's about to get torn down, this part of it.
And that's a very big army from Hurricane. SOS has to be very careful. He's pushing in here now, harassing at this third base, and really nice force fields to actually isolate that Immortal here.
Yeah, and that Archon way out of position does finally back off, and another overcharge goes down, but this is a huge positive trade for Hurricane. He's winning this exchange hard. And look at this, he's going to get a good angle away from that pylon on this Nexus. And he still has this Warp Prism available. It'd be nice if SOS could pick it off. He'd stop reinforcements. But look, Hurricane saves it. And this Nexus may go down.
Looks like it should be able to. SOS, he doesn't have all of his gateways up and ready, and he committed to Templar tech here, whereas Hurricane just went for straight up gateways in mass. And now he starts that Templar Archives. But that amount of pressure with that many units takes down the third base of SOS and gives Hurricane the lead.
It's like he just didn't quite realize those rocks are being torn down, because if he had stayed where he was, I think he could have force fielded this off for a long time. Even with Blink Stalkers, you know, it's going to be tough to actually blink over that wall and commit to an engage. Whoa. SOS is like freaking out about this drop in the back, but he's going to lose this Nexus again. It's so new. Doesn't have a lot of hit points. If he just targets it down, he can get it. Going to go for probes instead. An interesting choice. And actually not going to get the Nexus as a result. Okay, well, that was a bit weird on both sides there, but Hurricane's still ahead, and now he's going for that Nexus again.
Yeah, and easily is able to get it here. SOS needs to cancel. There it is at the last moment. And now he is a bit on the chase, but he just doesn't have enough units, and he still doesn't have that third base up and running. I wonder if he's going to commit to another third base. Yes, he will. Not going to try to go for the counterattack just yet.
You and I said the opposite of what I'm about to say at the beginning of this game, which was that the only way Hurricane wins this is by like aggro or cheese or something out of the box. He's straight up outplaying SOS right now, and he's starting to get pretty ahead because of it. Now the army here is a little bit bigger for Hurricane, but he doesn't have all of it together. Instead of just running home, he's going to try to grab a unit or two on his way back with that blink. And SOS does have more Archons. He does have like the better army, arguably.
No, yeah, for sure. Just, if he goes back and tries to fight Hurricane at Hurricane's base, there's going to be overchargers, there's going to be more warp-ins defensively. There's no Warp Prism with SOS's army, so he can't reinforce. I don't really like this attack here. He wants to put on some pressure, but he's not going to win this fight.
Well, it's like he basically has decided this is what he has to do. Some hallucinated Archons up here at the front going to help tank. There's so many Zealots on the ground here, and SOS's army is just, simply put, not large enough. With all these hallucinations as well, it's hard to tell what's what. He doesn't have an observer over here, but his units aren't properly prioritizing. And look, there's the blink forward. The Immortals do get picked up and pulled back, but it's not going to matter. Hurricane's going to win this fight and win this game.
GG. Hurricane taking the upset win over SOS. The 10% coming through, and not in the way that I expected at all. So Hurricane showing that he wants to be a force in the group, whereas SOS taking an unexpected loss. Maybe just a bit of greed, kind of.
I think he
went for charge, he went for Templar, he was just teching up so much, and Hurricane was like, no, none of that business, I'm just going to kill you.
I think the game was really took a swing for the worse for SOS when he decided to, or not even decide, just happened to miss the attack. Like when half of the rocks were killed, he was nearby, and I'm pretty sure he saw it was happening, but he didn't set up force fields. He had